How to establish authority, credibility, and premium branding, right? And you're going to discover how you're going to make that a reality here tonight.
The king of high ticket sales, world's highest paid consultant, media celebrity, multi-millionaire entrepreneur, acclaimed TEDx speaker, international best-selling author, Dan Lok.
Now, let me ask you a few quick questions, as I usually do when I get up here. Okay, first question. How many of you have tried various lead generation methods, online, offline, perhaps social media, and were disappointed with your results? Hands up, high. Lead generation methods, paid traffic, whatever it is. Anything you did, hand out flyers, yes. All right, next. How many of you have had some leads coming in, but they were not consistent, and if you did get them coming in, you ended up attracting the wrong clients who ended up wasting your time? Raise your hand. Yes? All right. So you've come to the right place tonight. You've made a very smart decision being here tonight. Because whoever is here tonight, by the end of this presentation, you're going to have an unfair advantage over your competitors. How many of you like the sound of that? Yes? Yes. What? You guys don't want an unfair advantage? Yes. Are you serious? I'm sorry, no. Yes. Do you want an unfair advantage over your competitors? Yes or no? Yes. Yes. All right. Then let's get going. So tonight's topic is how to drive sales and build your brand using video marketing. Take a look around the room, guys. You see some cameras going on? Heck, you can even pull out your phone, do a selfie, right, on Instagram. So why video marketing? It is the fastest and easiest way to become the highest paid and most respected leading expert in your field, enjoy greater respect as a media personality, all while having fun, more fun than you ever did before. Now, here's an important fact. Write this down. YouTube has the world's largest selection of video content on the internet. I got a whole bunch of clickers to do. Now, on YouTube, you'll find the latest scandal on Donald Trump, highlights of your favorite sports, kick back and relax to your favorite Beyonce music, and much, much more. Okay? Now, while a lot of folks come to YouTube for entertainment, they also come to YouTube for answers. How many of you have actually gone onto YouTube to look for an answer? Right? I'm not alone here. We'll come back to this and why it's important for us as business owners, okay? Now, take a look at this. Massive YouTube ecosystem in over 56 different countries, 61 different languages, second largest search engine on the internet. Total content adding up to more than over 60 years worth of television content put together by all the major networks. Over 1 billion unique users visit YouTube each month. Over 100 hours, of video uploaded every minute. 17%, it's a little bit small here. I don't know if you guys can read that, of internet traffic flows through YouTube, and much, much more, okay? 25% mobile. I don't know if you guys recognize how important that is. Now, lastly, I want to share with you is YouTube builds relationship just like Facebook, like Twitter, or any other of the other social media platforms that you see out there. The only difference is when you're on YouTube, every time you post a video, a community of like-minded people will find you. When they're on your channel, they comment, they share, they discuss about your content. This community quickly snowballs, as Dan talked about, and becomes a powerful asset for your business owners who know how to use it. For example, now take a look at this. Gary Vaynerchuk. Who knows Gary Vaynerchuk? Yes? Okay. So the single most important strategy in content marketing today is video. Whether it's video on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, or YouTube, the content you need to be thinking about and creating and marketing on social for your business is video, period. How video marketing is changing online. This is Forbes. Online video is undoubtedly changing the ways audience engage with content ads, and brands. And small businesses and enterprises alike are starting to take advantage. As more and more platforms are allowing for video, the more devices are putting cameras in the hands of consumers. Videos are becoming a new way for people to communicate, and a way for small businesses and brands to communicate online and on mobile. Here are why and how you can use video to better tell your brand story. People love online video. Video engages audiences. I'm not going to read everything here. I want to get through this so that I can show you guys and get to the good stuff. Yes? All right. Entrepreneur, more stuff here. Now, my name is Desmond Soon, as I've already introduced myself, and I'm the founder of a company called Tube Your Own Horn, of which Dan is the founding partner and conceptual partner. I'm a Pan-Asian serial entrepreneur, born in Singapore, grew up in Vancouver, spent 12 years in Japan. During that time, I had a lot of fun. I partied, but I also worked very hard. High-level corporate consulting at Fortune 500 companies like Goldman Sachs, Lehman Brothers. In fact, I was at Lehman Brothers the morning that they got shut down. McKinsey Consulting, and even Sony. I went on from there to raise $500,000 and to set up an exotic jewelry brand, which actually ended up failing and really putting me in a lot of trouble at that time and owing a lot of money. And as if that wasn't enough, I went on to raise another $500,000 to open up my own restaurant together with my wife and be a co-founder. That too also failed, and we ended up losing all that money to the investors. I went on to set up a high-end talent booking agency working with famous celebrities, people like Quincy Jones. Anyone heard of Quincy Jones? Yes? Lady Gaga, Pitbull, Little John. During that time, as if it wasn't bad enough, due to my pride and not having a proper mentor like Dad, I racked up a lot of really bad debt. And I didn't want to reduce my family's lifestyle. So I did what I thought was logical, and that was I borrowed money from the Japanese Yakuza. I jumped out of the frying pan into the fire. And to cut the story short, I was able to eventually get myself out of that, but I found myself evicted, on the verge of divorce, becoming a single parent, and having to come back to Vancouver. If you haven't already heard my story, you can go to the danlockinnercircle.com channel and you can watch my video there. It was around that time that I decided to get on with online marketing, and I started to learn some skills, a high income skill as Dan calls it. And I started to make a decent income, paid off my debts, a multiple six-figure income. So to put that in perspective, making over $10,000 a month. So going from bankrupt to making over $10,000 a month. It wasn't always easy. It took about a year and a half to really build it up. And I was that guy that you probably opted into, that you saw something make $3,000 in 30 days, click my link and join. That was me. But when I met Dan, Dan had taught me and shared with me how to really properly rebrand myself and rebuild myself. And that's when I partnered with Dan Locke, the king of high-ticket sales, and we established Tube Your Own Horn. Now, I've always been around video, as you can see here, as an image of myself. I think I was probably 5 years old there with my dad's video camera. And you can see me there with my YouTube t-shirt on. I've had the pleasure of, for the past 15 years, I've worked in several industries. However, the one I've really seen the most value or impact was from when I was in commercials, TV shows, and I worked with celebrities like Grant Cardone, Little John, and of course, our one and only Dan Locke. Now, you want to know a secret? Yes. Thank you. The truth is the entire industry has been dying, right? And it's all thanks to YouTube. Yes, that's why I decided to take my experience and team up with a few very clever marketers to create Tube Your Own Horn. See if you recognize any of these faces. This is Garrett White. You probably know him from the Warrior documentary. Anthony Morrison, multi-millionaire on the internet, sold millions of books on television shows as well as on the internet. Vince Reed, traffic specialist. Anyone know this guy? Yes. Ding. JP Sears. He's actually a very serious guy. During that time, I've had the pleasure of speaking on many stages to hundreds and hundreds of people. I've even spoken on behalf of Microsoft. This is Tim Schmoyer, who's an extremely high-level influencer on YouTube. And this gentleman over here, that's Russell Brunson, the famous founder and owner of ClickFunnels. If you're using a funnel online, a sales funnel, you're most likely using his products. That's Roberto Blake, yet another influencer, and this gentleman over here is Ju Kim Tia, the billionaire who's built the Trump Tower, shot a video together with him. I've also had the pleasure of working with motivational speakers. This is my good friend, Kyle Maynard, who is a quadra amputee who's shot some really awesome inspirational videos climbing Mount Kilimanjaro on his elbows and knees. And over here, this is Sean Stevenson, one of Tony Robbins' right-hand mentees, who's an extremely funny guy, who's got his voice like this. And he always says, you got the Red Scarf Mafia? Well, we're the YouTube Mafia. You can see Dan shaking his head in the back there.
I want to take a moment and acknowledge you. Maybe you've been following my work for some time now, and you've been watching my videos for a period of time. I want to hear from you, how my work has impacted your life and your business. I want you to comment below and share with me your story. That's what gives me motivation, and that's what gives me the drive to create more and inspire more. And if your comment is very good, my team will pin it to the top. I do read every single one of your comments. I might not have time to reply to all of them, but I do read every single one of them. I look forward to reading your story.